the first 6 verses of this book of 1 Peter, chapter number 3, we have this teaching that Peter has given to us concerning the relationship between husbands and wives, honoring the wife, husbands having understanding of the role of your husband as priest of your home, and honoring him thus, and basically having a family that's in order, and thus not having strife in the home, but having a home that's full of love and full of service one to another. And then he says these words at the very end of chapter number 3, verse number 6, where he talks about that your prayers be not hindered. And so I find that to be fascinating, that he's saying that the relationship between the husband and the wife and the family unit, and how important it is that family unit be peaceful and that it be loving, supportive. So all of this will affect your prayer life, that God would hear your prayers. Because I believe that a person who allows themselves to be so caught up with the circumstances and situations of their life that they're constantly angry, I believe that very much would hinder your prayer life and your ability just to talk and to communicate with God. Now, my response to that would say, hey, sometimes it's just time to just take a real good look at ourselves and ask ourselves, are we in a position in our lives to where we're in control? Because see, if you're angry all the time, then you're not in control. And it tells me that there's a lot of unforgiveness going on in a person's life. If they're constantly angry and always striking out at somebody, then there's unforgiveness. And all of that has to be dealt with. And of course, unforgiveness will very much affect our prayer lives. Because as you read this, as we go through the book of 1 Peter, and you finish up with chapter 6, then you go into, I'm talking about verse number 6 of chapter number 3. Then you go into things such as this: having compassion one for another. And then in verse number 9, not rendering evil for evil or railing for railing. You see, this is something that's a continuation. It's a one-upmanship. This person did something bad to me, I'm going to do something bad for them. This person rails at me, I'm going to rail at them. And everything just gets escalated to the point to where there's no peace. There's no peace. And all of that very much affects the welfare of the family, of the children. And it causes peace to not be in the home. And that's a bad situation to raise children in. The answer is simply this: forgiveness. This is Pastor Jack King with the gospel on the radio broadcast.